Next on BNI Mid-America TV, it's the Gold Club Member Spotlight Show. Gold Club members have sponsored 6 or more people into BNI, and they are here to share their secrets with you. If you want to improve your inviting techniques, then this is the show for you. And now, our host, Jennie Bellinger.
Welcome to BNI Mid-America TV. This is the Gold Club Member Spotlight Show. My name is Jennie Bellinger, and I'm the host today, and I am here with Jody Talick. Jody Talick is with New American Funding, and she's been a BNI member for 15 years. She joined the Gold Club in about 10 years ago and has sponsored, well, we know a minimum of 6, but we know there's more. She just quit counting because to her, it's not about the numbers. So, Jody, welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, first of all, let's start with, tell us a little bit about you and your business.
Well, I am a mortgage loan officer with New American Funding. New American Funding has been around since 2003, but they've been in the Midwest for only about 7 years. They've grown since 2011 is when they opened their first branch, and they've grown to 185 offices, and they're doing business in 49 states. So they've really grown in a short period of time. I've been with the company for 5 years now. Absolutely love the company and love what I do. Even though I've been with New American Funding for only 5 years, I've been actually helping people achieve the dream of home ownership for over 30 years.
That's awesome. That's really good to know. So you have been in the mortgage business for 30 years. You've been in BNI for 15 years. And obviously this has been a vehicle that has helped build and grow your business, because obviously you would have left if it wasn't helping you.
Right.
And certainly being able to participate in this program with inviting visitors, helping other businesses. How are you prospecting people? How are you finding people in order to invite them to your chapter?
Really, how I find people is, in a way, people that come to me. A lot of times if I run across somebody, even at like a party or a business setting, or just somebody that I'm doing business with, and I think, how can I help them? Like, who in my chapter would benefit from knowing them? And if I think there's a connection there, I'll ask them. It's like, are you looking to grow your business? It's like, would you like to meet? And then I'll give a person's name, because I'm thinking they might be able to help you, or maybe they could use your services, or you could use theirs, whatever it is. So that's it seems like it's always in the back of my head when I meet somebody or I'm talking to somebody, it will click like, ooh, you should meet, who I know, So that's kind of how I get to invite people. Obviously, this year's been a little bit more of a challenge with, I've always worked from home a lot, but I still was involved in going to a lot of networking things and being out there. And it seems like this year's been the challenge with working from home mostly and not being out there as much. But still, whenever I talk to somebody on the phone, that's still on the back of my mind, like, oh, wait a minute, I think you should meet who I know,
Absolutely. So it sounds like some of the ways that you're prospecting, just to help dial that down for someone who's maybe new to BNI and watching this and going, how do I find visitors? Well, it sounds to me like, based on the business that you're in, you're able to ask, people that you're working with, what do you do? Right? Because that's a pretty important piece of getting a mortgage is you've got to know what business they're in, what their income is, right? So asking that question of your own customers and clients to say, hey, so what is it that you do? Because now you're not only being able to provide them the benefit of the actual service or product that you offer, but being able to say, hey, I provide this additional value of, let me help introduce you. Let me become a connector for you to these other people in business. So that sounds like that's a really great place to begin prospecting, is who are you working with already, and asking them what their business is and if they're looking to grow it this year. And I mean,
Right.
at this point, really, who isn't looking to grow their business with what's going on worldwide, right?
Mhm.
So, well, that's good to know. So, because you're making these connections and these invitations based on the fact that you have specific people in mind, I'm guessing you probably don't have much difficulty getting people to actually show up once you've invited them because you've already basically promised an introduction. Is that right?
Yeah, it's still, it's still a challenge. That's just the way it is. Getting a visitor to actually show up and attend is always the challenge. So, I just like to follow up the day before. Just wanted to make sure you're still able to come because, I'm looking forward to you getting to meet and then insert the name of the person that I'm kind of hoping that they'll make the connection with. So it's just follow up. You have to invite, and then follow up, follow up, follow up. That's just the way it is. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so true. Because inviting is not hard. It's simply asking a question. It's all the
Right.
rest of the stuff that's quote unquote hard, which none of it
Yeah.
really is hard. It's just knowing the system, knowing the process, and doing it. So,
Yeah.
follow up isn't hard. It's just you got to remember to do it and make time to do
Right.
it. So that's
And
good
if
to
you're
know.
sincere and you really want to help someone, then that should come across in your invite and your follow-up. It's like you really want to help them and you really want to help the members of your chapter. So that enthusiasm has to, come through in the invite. So I think that's important too.
I think I definitely agree with that. So in all of this process of inviting people and then getting them to show up and then once they're there, are you actively working with your visitors to influence their decision about a possible BNI membership? Is that part of your process or do you have a different
Um,
method to help them make that decision?
I do a follow-up email, just to say glad you were there and invite them, and actually say the words like, oh, I hope you'll join. So, got to ask. But yeah, I do a follow-up email mostly to like almost all the visitors, I'll do a follow-up email saying it was nice to meet you and glad you were there. But to mine, not only the email, but if I really feel like, gosh, they really should join, it's like, then the phone call, it's like, well, what do you think? Because I really think you would benefit from this. So, I just want to let them know that I feel it would be a true benefit for them. Get
That's
excited about it. Yeah.
That's awesome to know because let me tell you, you're the second person now that I've interviewed today that has said, I not only follow up with my visitors, I follow up with all the visitors, right? This is a huge gold mine that so many BNI members are just sitting on and I don't think that they're actively avoiding it. I think they just don't realize it's an asset that they have, this great pool of people to talk to who are in business, who are potential customers. So even if they aren't in business, so someone invited their mom who's a retiree, they may still need your services or the services of somebody else. So, just knowing that you can go look in your BNI Connect visitor report for your chapter to be able to see, okay, who has visited in the last month, the last 6 months that I haven't reached out to that I should have connected with. That's oh my gosh, this interview right there worth the listen, people. I mean, Jody's been doing this for 15 years. She gets it. So the last question I want to ask you then, Jody, is what would you say your favorite benefit is from being in Gold Club?
I think just the additional networking opportunities. I'm here today because of that. So right there's the additional benefit.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Yay. Somebody thinks being on my show is a benefit. Good. No, I would definitely agree. I think having some added visibility from getting to do this, is going to put you out in front of other BNI members, put you in front of your own potential clients. It is a benefit of being in the Gold Club to be on this show. So, Jody, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day to be here. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
All right, guys. And you know how this goes. Luckily, since it's YouTube and you're probably watching this on a playlist, there's another episode getting ready to start right now.
For more information on how BNI can help you build your business, book your complimentary consultation with Virginia Moose-Keith at discoverbnimitamerica.com. BNI Mid-America TV is brought to you by the Bergman Insurance Group, your trusted source for Medicare information, education, and enrollment. Be sure to check out the show notes for additional information on how to contact today's host or guest about their business, and thanks for watching.